Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long was 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long was 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975, and welcome to another Fat Friday video series. I wish I'd cleaned these before I started. A series of videos where I take a look at some of the more interesting things you can find to eat in the high street. This is going to be an interesting one. I say it's going to be an interesting one. It could turn out to be really bad. But in a hangover from last week's Nando's that I went to, I thought I'd see what my own adult playground, Iceland, offers in a way of a sort of Nando's equivalent. Now, before anyone says it, because obviously you've seen the thumbnail, I am aware that you can buy fully prepared raw whole chickens, such as, you know, Peri Peri, which is the route I'm going today, and other sorts of marinades, but that's not what this series of videos is about. This series of videos is about, well, being lazy and some of the more interesting things you can find to eat in the high street. So, I couldn't find anything in Iceland. I know, I'm devastated. I'm actually genuinely gutted. What I could find, though, in literally on the other side of that trading estate, and when I say trading estate, I literally mean, say, 5 Volkswagens apart were these shops, and it's somewhat in the same vein as Iceland. I found Farmfoods, that's the name of the store, have chicken peri peri, fully cooked, heat and eat. I can't remember what it was, but it was under £2. And basically, it's a chicken in a bag, a half chicken in a bag. That, if you want to, you can microwave in 8.5 minutes. I have never ever had this. I remember seeing something very similar to this many moons ago, probably 15 years ago. Whether that was from Farmfoods, I honestly don't know. But basically, cooking instructions, and I'm all about the peri peri. Look at the serving suggestion. I didn't get any corn. I meant to get corn. I did not. Coleslaw. Don't like coleslaw because I'm normal. And peri peri marinated chicken looks absolutely bang on. Pretty much like mine did from Nando's last week. And chips. I do have chips. What are the cooking instructions? Actually, Matt's gone already. Catchphrase. Before I get to the cooking instructions, I want to talk a little bit about farm stores, because farm stores is probably my second favourite adult playground. A couple of months ago, one of these videos in the comments section, Guru Larry said, try farm foods. Not farm stores, I keep tripping over my tongue with that. Try Farmfoods. They have some very unique and interesting things of their own, and that they do. They're a Scottish-based company with, I think, about 300 plus, maybe 320, 30 stores across the entirety of the United Kingdom, and they were founded in 1955. My local one in Bedminster, I recall being there for at least 20 years. When my voice goes up like that, I'm not entirely sure, but they have a whole bunch of stuff, from like cheesy chips and kebab meat, ready meals, loaded fries and things like that, and their own brand of, you know, chicken dippers, chicken nuggets, sausages, their own brand veg and stuff like that. But they do not sell any fresh food. They sell tin food, they sell, you know, all kinds of you know, crisps. They sell groceries, but they're mainly about frozen foods, and they do have a very unique variety of food in there. I would say they're probably not as upmarket as Iceland. Easily as cheap, maybe even a little cheaper, but probably not as, well, yeah, I don't know. Quality wise, I would say they're probably as good as Iceland, but it's the packaging. Does that or does that not look ugly? I know you shouldn't judge a book by its cover or a half chicken by its box, but I mean the logo. If anyone from Farmfoods is watching this, nothing personal, just say your logo is pants and your serving suggestion looks banging, but your production looks a bit shite. Anyway, it's not about that. It is about what's in the box and how do we cook. I like this. You can take your glasses off and you can read it anyway, because they probably realise I guess they're like, hey, some of our customers might be a bit elderly. Let's make their life a little bit easier. Well done, Farm Foods. I take back everything negative I just said about your packaging. Cooking instructions. Cook from frozen. The following guidelines are guidelines. Appliances may vary. Ensure chicken is piping hot before serving. 8.5 minutes in a 700 watts microwave. Remove product from outer box. Pierce pouch several times. Cook on full. I'm very interested to see what it looks like in its pouch, which sounds incredibly awkward. Pierce pouch several times, cook on full power for 8.5 minutes, stand for 1 minute to serve. I am going the route of, even though I'm absolutely friggin' starving, I may have left this a little bit late, but I think it's not even gone 12 yet. We'll find out when I cook this, but yeah, I'm starving. This is genuinely going to be my lunch. Oven cook, 200 degrees Celsius. It doesn't tell us the Fahrenheit. You win points for that, Farm Foods. 45 minutes. Bear in mind, it's already been cooked once. Preheat the oven, remove product from outer box, empty pouch into oven-proof dish, cook for 45 minutes and serve. Customer feedback, we welcome yada 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 stuff. Considering you're Scottish, you're in Birmingham. Scottish, you're in Birmingham. So that is going to be my main dish. It could be somewhat of a more interesting video if I cook this in the microwave. But I'm pretty sure when it came out it would not look anything like that. I'm guessing it's not going to look like anything like that anyway. But, you know, I have hopes. I have hopes. Chicken in the oven, you know, and I like it a little bit burned off like that. But, yeah, if I know anything, and I'm old, so I remember when our lad, back in the day, microwaves first became affordable, like proper affordable. We've been knocking around since the 60s, believe it or not. They released this whole range of books called Microwave Know-How, and they told you how to cook everything in the microwave because it was going to be the future. It was going to change the world. You were never going back to your conventional oven. And it was little things like rub paprika on the outside of your chicken, so when you cook it in the microwave, it will look like it's been browned off in an oven. It would come out cooked. It would just be incredibly white. So I love microwaves, hence this series. More interesting things to cook, but if I was taught anything, meat doesn't go in a microwave. Pre-cooked meat somewhat, even though this is pre-cooked, you could argue. I'm sorry, I'm waffling bollocks already, but certainly not chicken. Anyway, I am aware that every ready meal in the world ever that you microwave probably has chicken in it, but that's not a point. The point, it doesn't have a whole half chicken in it. Now, this was a recommendation from my buddy Troy at work that said these are the best fries you'll ever find anywhere in any supermarket in your life, and that's ASDA Extra Special. Can't remember what these are. I'm guessing about £2. So in its entirety, we're looking at about £4 at max for a cheap supermarket knockoff version of Nando's. We live in hope. I could very much change your life. I sincerely doubt it. Extra special beef dripping, skin on, chunky chips. Delightfully crisp and crunchy, prepared with British beef. So basically, they're chips that have been cooked 3 times already before you re-cook them. But instead of fat, they've been cooked in beef dripping. They do look banging, which is essentially fat anyway. So I don't. Maybe it's a thing outside this country. I don't know. Maybe I'm sorry. If you're outside this country, you don't know what beef dripping is. It's the juice from your beef joint or anything beef that you cook that you let chilled in a pot and you stick in your fridge. You can still buy it in actual proper made blocks of butter. I keep meaning to buy one, but forget. It's basically beef butter. Beef dripping, not so much beef butter, but during, because my parents and lots of people of their generation tell me that because the rationing from World War II went on for years and years and years up to, am I right in thinking the early, maybe even mid-50s? I don't know. That lots of people would have bread dripping on their bread as a butter substitute, which sounds disgusting if you've never tried it. To be fair, I've never tried it. I've never had it on chips though. On chips, to me, that's something entirely different because I do know that people use it to make their roast potatoes crispier and somewhat more deluxe, basically. Beef dripping was a budget thing to replicate butter on bread and toast, but when it comes to your potato-based products, it's more deluxe or luxurious. But yeah, So people would have beef dripping, or they'd have, it was known as bread and dripping. Look it up. Maybe I should try that for, I'm not really a full fat Friday every day because that's barely breakfast for me. Maybe I need to start some sort of breakfast alternative food spin-off YouTube video. But what are the instructions on these? Cooking instructions. Oven cook 220 degrees, something Fahrenheit, for I cannot for the Fahrenheit. Fan 200 degrees, 25 to 30 minutes. Right. Oh. 200 degrees, 220, bollocks. I'm going to go 210, and that should do the lot. I mean, fuck it. If you can do this in 8.5 minutes in a microwave, I am aware how a microwave cooks and it's not the same as a normal oven, then bollocks, we're going to get away with it. So anyway, I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to prepare these foods. Interesting to see what this looks like. Hopefully my oven is preheated. And I'm going to start this, and then at 20 minutes, I'm going to put these in for 25 minutes, or vice versa. No, not vice versa, but flip those times. So maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes for the chicken, then 20 minutes for the chips. I don't know. I'll work it out when I go downstairs. Anyway, let's go downstairs and see what this bad boy pre-cooked looks like. I guess first things first, we'll have a look at the chips. Apologies for the washing machine, but as I always say, the washing machine happens to be on. Well, in my house, it sounds like Armageddon's about to kick off. Anyway, let's bang some fries in. Fries? What did I say fries for? I'm bloody in it. Oh, look at that. Okay, already I'm impressed. They are proper slabs. They got the skin on. If you don't like chips without the skin on, well, I'm sorry, sucks to be you. They look absolutely banging. And look at that. It's a breeze block of a chip. That's pretty much half the bag, like that. We'll have a few more, because I always like to say I am a growing lad, but look at them. Honestly, I could stick a note around it with an elastic band and chuck it through someone's window. Oh, easy there, Peri Peri. Your time will come. Your time will come. I'm very, very, very impressed with them. If they taste as good as they look, we are in for a lovely treat. Now, this is going to be very awkward one-handed, so I'll insert a cut. But first, let's just see what it looks like upside down when we get it out of the box. Hang on. That's where the recycling is. I'm not just chucking random shit on the floor. Well, it's a half chicken in a bag, frozen, solid. The marinade so far on the inside of the bag, we will see what it looks like on the outside of the bag, looks alright. But it was never going to be a looker, was it, in this form. Right, I'm going to insert a cut and I'm going to get it out of the bag. Right, first things first. It was not easy to get out of the bag, but was anyone expecting it to be any different? It doesn't look too bad, I say, as half chickens frozen solid in a bag go. You can see the marinade. They've not, stimped on the marinade, Peri Peri, so that's kind of cool. That's what I was really, really hoping about. But it does smell absolutely fantastic. It smells divine. It really, really, really does. Again, if you're watching this preparation stage, supermarket food. It's hopefully a cheap budget alternative to Nando's if you're being a lazy bastard like me, but it's not really going to replace it. Although hopefully it can prove me wrong on that. But on smell alone, do the chips smell of anything? Nope. I don't know why I was expecting them to smell of beef, but ho-hum. To be fair, the hula hoop smell of beef, but then they were flavoured. That's entirely different. Anyway, I'll shut up now. So, oven's preheated. Let's just fiddle the temperature a ickle bit. Lights back on. Too late. That counts. You. Top shelf. Remember not to bang it in the bottom shelf. Well, we're not doing that yet. Too far, Dave. Mental note. Right, so 25 minutes. 20 minutes. 25 minutes. So, all right, 35 past. Yep. All right. So, yeah. See you in 30. Well, see it in 35 minutes. Right, in go the chips. I can tell you, there is a phenomenally spicy smell in the kitchen that I was not expecting. I don't really associate Peri Peri with being that hot. I mean, I know it is, but my brain doesn't think, like chili hot. Just looking very chickeny in there. These are going to go in. These take longer. you know, or take a higher temperature. Interesting. I'm going to cook it till 1 o'clock, maybe 1:05, and then we'll plate up. Fingers crossed. Well, not fingers crossed we'll plate up. We will plate up, but fingers crossed it's decent. So it's 1 o'clock. Didn't really need to check the time because Buble, an amazing ability to tell exactly when stuff is ready to come out the oven, kicked in. It smells absolutely fantastic in here. Oof. Just very interested to see. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Obviously, there's a massive amount of runoff. You would expect that. That really doesn't look too bad. Let's get the chips out. I remembered not to put them in too far, which is exactly what she said. Wow. This really could be a winner chicken dinner. Right, let's have a quick look at the chips. Oh, they are phenomenal. Look at that. Oh. Sorry, Matt's gone. Right, that actually looks, considering what it was, you saw the frozen bit, that actually looks really, really, really banging. The skin is nice and crispy. I have no doubt it's probably dry in places, but box. Skin. I'm going to plate it up, and then I'm going to show you a picture, if I still have it, hopefully, of what my meal at Nando's looked like. Just to know what the knockoff, so I'm salivating to death here, knockoff cheap supermarket equivalent could be. I have to say, that looks really, really nice. Insert picture from Nando's here for comparison. I know I say this a lot, but I have genuine, very high hopes for this. This could be absolutely awesome. It could be crap, to be fair, but it's quite difficult to fuck up. I'm dying here. I'm dying here. Chicken. Right. First things first. The chips. Look at that. Look at that. Safe to say I probably won't be hungry after this. They are absolute slabs of potato. You can see where they've got the skin on. They're crispy. That would be the beef dripping. They smell. They just smell, well, like chips, but lovely. No, there's definitely a more earthy smell to them because of the skin, but they're not going to be mega crunchy because I'm only human. It's the law. I'm British. I had to cake them in salt and vinegar. But however, look at that. Compared to what it looked like in the bag, not really fair to judge that because it's in the bag and it's frozen solid. That looks absolutely banging. I'm dying. I'm dying. It's nice and crispy. I could, but it still pierces, so it's not super dry. I could obviously a spoon more peri peri on top of it, but I want it to be as nearest as you can to like a restaurant. Also, I'm struggling to talk here. Also, that's quite a lot of water as well in the sauce, isn't it? Watering it down and diluting it because obviously we cooked it from frozen. I'd be very interested to try one of these again in a microwave, not for the purpose of a video, maybe for Facebook to show you the difference. Anyway, my fire extinguisher of choice is knockoff supermarket diet lilt. I would say the wrong tool for the job, but as I said in the preparation, I don't really think peri peri is hot. I don't associate, I should say, peri peri with like chili hot, if that makes sense. Let's find one that's proper crispy. Wow. Crispy on the outside, really, really fluffy and nice on the inside. Really like earthy and wholesome because of the skin, but very subtle. But it's there. Nice. That is fantastic. Taste of beef dripping. Those chips I tried the other day, the Maris Piper Harry Ransom chips, they were amazing. They were amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new contender. These are fantastic. These are absolutely fantastic. So nice. Basically, bold statement, I know, the nicest chip I've ever had, and that goes over deep fat fried fish and chips, awkward phrase, from Chippies, because the beef dripping on these, so nice, so nice, so good. Best chip ever. The more I eat, the hungrier it is making me. That is a word I say a lot. Phenomenal. Palate cleanse. Now, how to get into the chicken. Where to cut, if you will. I'm going to use my fingers properly, probably, to get a bit of chicken and skin up. As soon as you pierce it, it smells so good. Oh, I mean it smells anyway, but I guess because steam comes out. We've got some skin. We've got some actual chicken on there. To be fair, it's a tad drier than, well, actually I had quite a dry Nando's, but anyway. 2 tips. Okay, look at that in your life. Don't fall on the floor, please. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm going to end the fucking video there. I'm all over the shop. 2 tears in a bucket. Wow. That's very surprising. I don't know why. There's a kick. There's a definite kick straight to the back of my throat. Not nuclear. I take back my statement about drying. That is very, very nice succulent chicken. The peri peri is very, very prevalent. I've got a bit of skin there, so we'll try that. Very prevalent. Definitely goes to the back of your throat. Little tinge on my tongue. Nothing nuclear, nothing unbearable. Just very, very nice seasoned chicken. See, that's the purpose of these videos. I don't know why I cast doubt sometimes when you think, you know, I was never going to be Nando's quality. But I'm very, very impressed with the way that tastes. That is amazing. Farmfoods, I doff my hat to thee. My cap, if you will. That is incredibly well seasoned chicken skin. And the chicken underneath is phenomenal. This will definitely get a repeat performance. This will definitely become a meal I can see myself consuming a lot more. Everyone wins. Everyone wins. This is fantastic. I've got to, haven't I? I've got to. Look at that cheeky bit of skin on the back. Look at that. That is so good. This is amazing. I'm not just genuinely surprised, I'm blown away at how nice this is. Like I said, excuse me, it's not nuclear hot. I've got a little bit of a sniffle. It's just, oh, a bit of heat there. It is just very nice. I mean, I guess sometimes we're surprised when you factor in the price of something. I want to say this is like £2, maybe less than that, probably less than that, maybe 150, 175, but you generally factor the price into stuff. And it gives you sort of, you just approach it with a negative sort of aspect, but this, do you know what, this is phenomenal. If you have a Farmfoods by you, I'm going to finish this video because I actually really want to enjoy this as a proper meal, but if you have a Farmfoods by you, peri peri half chicken in a box, and ASDA extra special triple cooked beef dripping. Look at that, chips, winner. This is an all-round winner. Whether I'm not as hot as some of the stuff I like to eat, my favourite if you will, this is probably one of the best meals, you know, I've knocked together from the frozen section of a supermarket in this series of videos. A combiners war, if you will, that I forgot to say at the start of the video. I would love to know what you think, especially if you've had this. And if you haven't, I really do recommend it. And definitely do it in the oven, not the microwave. Although if you have done the microwave, I would like to know the results down below. Definitely be very interested. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.